What's up, bitches? I don't have no ginger ale today. I got a big ass thing of water. I'm trying to stay hydrated and shit. I ain't gotta worry about keeping my voice down in this video like I did with the last one because there's nobody in the back of the apartment asleep. I'm trying not to wake up because it's 5 something in the morning and I don't know what the fuck I was doing up anyway. But I digress. Got some more shit to say. Coming back to y'all a little bit earlier than I expected. I thought I might wait a few more days, come up with another idea, record some shit, talk about it, see what happens. But I spend a lot of time in my head thinking about the way all this shit operates. By this shit, I just mean the world. All the shit in the world that we gotta deal with, all the people in it, all of the different perspectives and personalities and outlooks, ways of viewing the things that we all have to fucking deal with. Because whether we like it or not, we all have to combat the trials and tribulations of life. Martin Lawrence has said that before. No one is immune to the trials and tribulations of life. Nobody. We all got to deal with that shit. And the way a lot of motherfuckers navigate those things, it baffles the fuck out of me. Like, how determined people are to tell someone else that the way that they move is incorrect, only because this person is moving in a way that they themselves would move. And I don't fucking get how, as a grown person, you grow up and you tell yourself that it's your duty to tell other people that they don't need to do some shit that only impacts them. Ain't got shit to do with you. But you go as far out of your way as possible to formulate an opinion about what somebody else is doing with their shit. People in the world are extremely narrow-minded nowadays. The world is full of people who have one-dimensional mentalities. They think that their perspective is the perspective. And anyone who doesn't conform to what they believe is subjected to a level of criticism that they shouldn't be subjected to. You know, I look at people like Sam Smith. Sam Smith doesn't believe in God, apparently. And he's one of those correct pronouns, call me they and them motherfuckers, right? Now, me personally, I don't fucking understand that shit. But I don't have to understand anybody's outlook on what makes them okay with their life in order to respect it. You don't have to understand shit. But if it's not hurting you and it's not offending you, you either need to respect it or ignore it and move the fuck on with your life. Stop thinking you have to have an opinion about everything. And it would be nice to say that the world has enough self-awareness and enough wherewithal to realize that about themselves and to address it and do something about it, instead of going through life thinking that it's okay to tell other people what they need to be doing with their shit. There's a certain level of understanding of life that I don't believe we're ever going to reach, because we live in a place where no one wants to hear anything that doesn't support what the fuck they want to believe, regardless of the circumstances. No one thinks that it's okay to allow someone else to live their life and be what the fuck they want to be without them butting the fuck in and throwing their 2 cents in. You know, I consider myself quite an anomalous person. Not because I'm better than anybody. That will never be my mindset. Because I would like to believe that everyone on this planet who has not done some insanely unforgivable shit and is out here living their life like a regular fucking person deserves a certain level of respect and consideration until they prove otherwise. So I don't feel the need to talk down to people for absolutely no reason. I don't feel the need to treat people like shit for absolutely no reason. To talk to people like they ain't shit for absolutely no reason. There's motherfuckers out here who will make up a reason in their mind to treat one particular person one particular way. And the crazy thing is, if you were to ask this person why they feel the need to act that way towards that person, they wouldn't be able to tell you. They've convinced themselves that they have a reason to be this way, but they wouldn't be able to give you that reason. These are the same motherfuckers who have the most shit to say in any given set of circumstances. The motherfuckers out here with the biggest mouths first ones to pick up the fucking phone and call the cops. That's just the way of the world. No one wants anyone to have peace if they're not in agreement with what that person's idea of peace is. I don't know about nobody else. I'm going to protect my fucking peace at all costs. I'm past the point in my life where I feel the need to do shit because it's the right thing to do. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that don't deserve the respect nor the consideration to have the right thing done for them. Because they themselves don't give a fuck about doing the right thing for you. Like I said in my last video, once you get on the other side of that door, from wherever the fuck you live, you gotta assume the world out there don't give a fuck about you. Because in the event that someone shows you characteristics of a person who's heartless, cold, callous, emotionless, thoughtless, has absolutely no ability to consider another person's feelings, to consider what another motherfucker might be going through. Once you run across that person, you've already equipped yourself with the weaponry necessary to combat this shit. I already know you don't give a fuck. Just understand that you not giving a fuck about me does not give you the green light to come at me however the fuck you want to. And I can use myself as an example. I have a very, very, almost impossibly long fuse. You would have to try so fucking hard to make me mad. But I'm self-aware enough to understand when I'm getting to that point and exactly what I need to do in order to make sure that that fuse doesn't blow once it finally reaches the end. Because Lord knows how long it would take for you to reach the end of my fuse. And I'm in a point in my life now where if I feel like someone is testing me and trying to find out either how far they can push, or if they're just trying to find out if I'm that nigga that they can just come at however they want to, I will do whatever the fuck I want to, or whatever the fuck I need to make sure that they understand how much I really don't give a fuck. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who can attest to this, but there are a lot of motherfuckers that don't understand how gracious some people in this world really are. There are motherfuckers who will always let you win a verbal war. They will always let you have it. If the only thing being exchanged is words, and the only thing that this motherfucker cares about is beating his or her point into this person, and this motherfucker knows exactly what it is that they're capable of if they allow themselves to get to that place, they'll shut all the way down. They don't give a fuck about nothing you saying. You can't phase them. You can't touch them. Can't budge them. Can't move them. Because this person understands that this person doesn't know who the fuck they are. And it's best that they don't find out. And there's a lot of people who take advantage of that. They take advantage of people like that because it gives them some sense of satisfaction knowing that there are people in this world who will not meet you with that same level of vitriol. Difference is, this person's so ignorant and narrow-minded that they get some type of a moral victory from just talking, saying shit. While people like this get their peace from knowing that they did exactly what the fuck they needed to do to protect their peace, to protect their sanity, to do whatever the fuck they had to do to keep themselves in the clear and out of prison. If I feel like I've been thrust into a position where I have to show somebody who I am, I'm going to remove myself from the situation first. That's going to be the move that I make to protect the life of this motherfucker. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to move in silence and make the necessary adjustments. And after I make the necessary adjustments, I'm going to make the necessary decision to do what I need to do to keep myself in good standing. Because if I have to go to prison over this motherfucker, I will. But that person would have to push me to a point where me getting physical was the only option that I had. That's the thing you need to remember. Don't ever let someone's words alone push you into the realm of someone that you're not. Don't allow them to make you what they are. You stay in your lane. Be the person that you are. Just keep in mind, the second they touch you, it's fair game. Because now they have to deal with a situation that they weren't actually prepared for. They just wanted to be able to talk and make you shut up so they could beat what they think and what they feel into you. So some people get off on. It's because of shit like this that I write. It's because of shit like this that I sit in a quiet, dark room for hours just thinking about life, thinking about the people that I am surrounded by that care about me, and thinking about the people that I don't know who I may encounter. Because I want to be as prepared as possible for any and all situations that could possibly come my way. And I need to know exactly what it is that I should do. What is the most efficient response in that given moment? Whatever it is, I will come to that conclusion. And I will put it into practice, and I will make that an innate part of who the fuck I am. Protect your peace. And understand something. Life don't give a fuck about you. Life don't give a fuck about what you think, what you feel, what you got to go through. But just because life don't give a fuck does not mean that you need to accept any and everything. Protect your peace. But also protect yourself. You do whatever the fuck it is that you need to do to be at peace with yourself. Fuck what they think. Because they're going to do whatever they want to do despite you. The things that they decide to do is going to come from a genuine place of desire of that particular decision. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're a good person, has nothing to do with whether or not you deserve it, has nothing to do with whether or not it's justified. It is all dependent upon what the fuck the world wants to do. Now, you can look at the world as one whole fucking thing, or you can look at the world as one particular individual. But either way, the world will do what it wants to do. It's not going to stop spinning just because you feel some type of way about some shit. Embrace what you feel. That's what helps you to grow into the person that you're going to be. A person that you can be proud of. A person that you can be proud that you grew into. Embrace your hurt. That's the shit that grants you the power to realize that no one fucking owns you. No one controls you. The only person who is ever solely and exclusively responsible for the shit that you do is you. Don't ever convince yourself that someone else made you do something, or that you should be reserved and hesitant to do what the fuck you know you need to do because of what the fuck somebody out there is gonna say. Because I don't know about nobody else. Ain't nobody gonna do a motherfucking thing to me. And if I feel myself getting to a mental place where I know that heads need to be severed and spines need to be ripped the fuck out, I'll make it happen. Now, this is something that would only happen if I were to be pushed far beyond the limits of not only my own mental space, but of what's legal and what's not. I'm not crossing no lines unless the world crosses a line first. But in the event that they do, you need to be ready for war. Nobody should ever be able to look at you and convince themselves that you are a motherfucker that's not gonna do shit if they decide to approach you a certain type of way. I said all this shit to say, dude, handle your business. Do what the fuck you need to do to keep yourself suppressed in the mind. Not so suppressed that people have the ability and the power to silence you when you feel the need to speak or to act on and do something that you know you need to do, but suppressed to the point that you don't act impulsively. Because the last thing you want to do is allow your impulses and your emotions to control every single thing that you do. Then you admit that the world itself and all of its problems that it is putting on you is stronger than you yourself. I've never been willing to admit that. Regardless of what I have to go through and how I have to get to the finish line, I'm going to get there. And anybody in my way, I feel bad for them. I feel extremely sorry for them and their family. Two things I want you to take from this video. Protect your peace. Fuck the world, because they're going to think whatever they want to think about you anyway. They're going to do whatever they want to do as it pertains to you anyway, regardless of what you do or don't deserve. So move how the fuck you need to move to keep yourself in the most healthy state of mind as you possibly can. Ain't nobody out there going to do it for you. You got to figure out the best way to do it for yourself. Number two, understand no one on this planet has to look at life through the same lens that you do. They don't. No one has to agree with you. No one has to tell you you're right. No one has to justify any moves that you make. No one has to give a fuck about your existence. Stop feeling so compelled to insert yourself into and formulate all these motherfucking thoughts and opinions about some part of the world that has absolutely zero effect on anything that you do. If you don't want to be gay, don't fucking be gay. Nobody said you had to be. If you don't want to, I don't know, read books, don't read books. If you don't want to listen to a certain type of music, don't listen to a certain type of music. If you don't want to go to a restaurant and order chicken tenders and fries everywhere you go, motherfucker, don't do it. But if somebody else is doing some shit because that's what the fuck they want to do and it ain't hurting or offending nobody, why are you so determined to be bothered by it? Stop giving a fuck about everything that moves around you. Comes back full circle. Life don't give a fuck about you. So why do you care so much about it? Don't care about the life. Care about your life. Don't care about the world. Care about your world. Because your world is the only one that you really have to live in. The world that you create for yourself is the space that you have to exist in until you depart from this fucking earth. So learn how to create a space that makes the most sense to you, that does not hurt anyone, that does not offend anyone, that does not hinder any growth to any extent of anything or anyone that is in your world. Make peace in your world and fucking protect it at all costs. Because if you don't do it, the world is gonna rip you apart, fold you in half, and stuff you in the fucking ground. You don't need to be vulnerable to that. So figure it out. Figure it the fuck out. My peace is always gonna be protected. Regardless of who the fuck I gotta run through, regardless of who the fuck I gotta block out, regardless of how I need to move, my world will be peaceful. It ain't enough demons in hell. It ain't enough wrath in this world that will rob me of my peace. And I can take that shit to my motherfucking grave. And fuck anybody who think they gonna step on that shit. This world ain't stronger than you. You just haven't taken the time to figure it out yet. Get to work. If you watched all the way through, then I thank you. Figure it out, don't let this life shit break you. All the shit you're gonna go through is gonna make you. Hop in the whip, see where this life shit take you. Passenger seat, and it might slam on the brakes, but you better be braced or it'll break your fucking face. Even when this fucking world bring you to your knees, you gotta get back up eventually. Don't let them steal your peace. Fuck them faggots. Yeah. You gon' talk, I'll finish dead. If you got some ammo, I'ma rip the skin out for you, bitch.